Alright, good morning everybody. It's your boy Akeen and welcome to today's vlogs. Here to talk about week 14 of the 2014 fantasy season. It is now playoff contention and this is going to be extremely important for you guys. I'm going to have to try my best to be on point and giving you guys great advice. Now for this vlog, I'm here to talk about the quarterbacks that you should bench and start for this week. Now for this particular week, we already know about the big name quarterbacks: Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Big Ben Roethlisberger. I think you should go right ahead and start them this week. They're having a great, tremendous season, and I think that all five of these players are definitely contenders, including Andrew Luck as well. All six of these contenders are definitely should make it to the Pro Bowl at the end of the season. Now I have a couple quarterbacks that I believe that you should possibly start this week, players that I do like, and I'm going to start with Russell Wilson of the Seattle Seahawks. They're going to be playing against Philadelphia at Philadelphia. Now despite the fact that Philadelphia has been doing good fantasy-wise on the defensive side, they still give up a lot of points to the quarterback position, particularly with dual threat quarterbacks, and Wilson is averaging 7.5 yards per carry this season. I think he's a must start this week. Second, a player who's a little bit in question, though, but I do believe that you should start, Matt Ryan of the Atlanta Falcons. They're going to be playing at Green Bay. Now, over the course of the last 3 weeks, Green Bay Packers have been averaging 22 points allowed to the quarterback position. I think this is a good, safe play for Matt Ryan. I think in order to keep up with Aaron Rodgers, Ryan's had to do a better job throwing the football against that Packers defense, who has been improving throughout the course of the year. And lastly, Ryan Tannehill of the Miami Dolphins. Now, yes, I was wrong. I thought he was going to have a strong performance against the New York Jets last week, but I think he's going to bounce back at home against the Baltimore Ravens, and their secondary has been falling apart. I think that Ryan Tannehill should be due for a profitable performance this week. Now, a couple of players that I believe that you should bench this week that I received questions for, starting with Mark Sanchez of the Philadelphia Eagles playing against the Seattle Seahawks, and that Seattle secondary is going to be too much for Mark Sanchez. I think he's going to have a down game. Go right ahead and bench him. Joe Flacco of the Baltimore Ravens playing at Miami. Now, Flacco's a decent quarterback, but Miami has been doing a good job. Now, over the course of the last 4 games, Miami's defense has been a little bit inconsistent against quarterbacks, but I think this is going to be a great performance. Now, 2 weeks ago, Miami gave up 36 points to Peyton Manning, but that is Peyton Manning, and Joe Flacco is not Peyton Manning. I think you should bench Joe Flacco for this week. Now, I just mentioned Peyton Manning. Need to talk about his younger brother Eli. This week he's going to be playing against the Tennessee Titans, and they did give up 58 points last week to Ryan Fitzpatrick of the Houston Texans, but I think they're going to bounce back, and they have had a respectable season against the quarterback in fantasy play. I think that Manning's going to have a tough game against that Tennessee Titan defense, and the game is actually going to be played at Tennessee. I mentioned Ryan Fitzpatrick. Now, he did have a career day performance, but every dog has his day. This week he's going to be playing at Jacksonville, and Jacksonville has been doing pretty good at home against the quarterback. Do not start on Ryan Fitzpatrick this week. And lastly, a player who I've received a lot of questions about, Philip Rivers of the San Diego Chargers. This week they're going to be playing against a tough New England defense. Now, I'm a little bit scared of this one. Philip Rivers has had a great season for the first half, but during the month of November he's been struggling, and he's going to be playing against a tough defense. I do not like this pick for this particular game. Now, I think you should bench him this week, but if you have to start him, go right ahead, because desperate times calls for desperate measures. But I have 2 quarterbacks that I believe that you should start this week. Matt Stafford of the Detroit Lions. They're going to be playing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's an excellent replacement. And Colin Kaepernick of my San Francisco 49ers. They're going to be playing against the Oakland Raiders. I think that Kaepernick should have a good game against that Oakland Raider defense. So those are 2 particular players that I believe that you should use to replace Philip Rivers for this week. That's just my personal opinion. Now, I'm going to catch you guys in just a couple of seconds. The next video I need to talk about is the running backs for week 14. Thank you for watching this vlog. I'm your man, Akeen McCall. Be easy.